What's going on, people? Is Why Not Us podcast. It's your host, Ken J. And today we have the series Church Hurt. I have my beautiful cousin in the building today. What's going on, cuz? Let the people know who you are, cuz.
I am. Who am I? My name is Bria Perry. Everybody knows me as Bria Perry on Facebook, Sassy Bria on Instagram. I'm just simply me. To know me is to love me.
Ooh, I love that, cuz. I love that. To know you is to love you. That's the energy. The only energy we operating on is love and light.
Yeah,
People, that's the only energy we are operating on is love and light. Um, how are you feeling today, cuz? Like, how are you feeling mentally?
I'm good mentally. We're here. We're here. So I'm good. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Another day. What the song say? I made it through another day's journey. God,
Yes.
we here. How you feeling?
I am feeling relief.
Relief. Okay.
Yes, I'm feeling relief. I'm grateful. Gratitude is essential. I couldn't do this series without you.
And
It was on my heart. It was a alignment. We had to do this together. So for sure, I had to do it with you. Everybody that's tuning in, how are y'all doing today? We got Shabardis. What's going on? We got Michelle. We got Kenda. What's
go.
going on, people? What's going on, beautiful
Like
souls?
and share.
Yes, like and share. Most definitely like and share, like and share, like and share. Shabardis, Michelle, and Kenda. Okay. Shabardis, Michelle, and Kenda. I appreciate y'all, ladies, man. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. So give me a second. Everybody come in. Make yourself comfortable. This is the Why Not Us podcast. This is the voice for the voiceless. You know what I'm saying? This is a place where you could be your most authentic self. You know, you could be who you are. So just come on through. Come on through. Like I said, this is the Church Hurt series, and we're gonna dive in on Church Hurt. But give me a second, cuz so how does it feeling? How does it feel today? Like, how are you feeling to have this discussion?
I'm feeling good. Like I said, we've me and Kendra been at this thing since what last year, KJ?
Yeah, yeah.
Series going, and it would just never work. Like either I'm busy, KJ's busy, I'm out of town, KJ out of town. So everything happens. Everything happens for a reason, and this time around, I'm grateful that it actually happened. We finally, and I think KJ even threatened me. She's like, "Cuz I got to move on. I got to do it without you." And I'm like, "Just give me a month, cuz give me a month. That's all I needed." So I'm grateful that we're able to come together and talk about it, because it's a lot of things, or a lot of church hurt, as we like to say, that people go through, and we don't want to talk about. We want to put a band-aid over it and keep it moving. But today is the day. Let's get it out. Let's heal. Let's move on.
Yes, I have to let go of church hurt. I have to let it go in order for me to continue to walk in my purpose. I have to let this go. So it's not personal, it's spiritual for me.
Yeah.
It's not personal, it's spiritual. It has nothing to do with nobody
Yeah.
but me and my release. So, with that being said, I have something for y'all. Here we go. As a child, I was raised up in the church. I was one with the culture of church as a child. I went to church mostly every Sunday. I went to Sunday school. I read the minutes as the secretary. I totally love singing for the Lord. It was the energy for me. I was filled with the Holy Ghost. It seemed as if I fit in. I had to fit in a box. a box of rules, a box of regulations, a box. I wore dresses, I wore clothes, but deep down inside, I wanted to explode. The series of church hurt, you will experience the hell that has been brewing inside of me. You will feel every emotion of it. It's time for me to heal and let it go. I can't move forward in life and my purpose with still holding on to this church hurt. My voice was silenced. Once I started understanding who I was as a lesbian and understanding that the messages that I was receiving was out of tradition and I didn't belong at all. My identity was lost. I have to be vulnerable and heal publicly. So with my platform, it is open to everyone. Like I don't care what you have done. It was only a moment. But I have been ridiculed my whole life for walking in my truth, in my light. Today is the day that I will face the truth, and it's called church hurt. Church hurt is the whispers. Church hurt is the look. Everything subliminal, of course. Everything passive, of course. Church hurt is a bunch of fingers pointing at you for a part of you that has been recognized as the demonic spirit. But nah, bruh, I'm of love and light. God made me, so I'm taking my power back. This series will change a lot of your perspectives about me. A lot of individuals will be offended, but I only am concerned with me and my healing. It is no people pleasing over here. I am releasing my church hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I'm starting it off with church hurt. So, cuz, what's the vibe, cuz?
So all right. So we started it off with church hurt. All right. So let's get to the root of the issue. Let's deal with the root. What is church hurt? Let's define church hurt. What is church hurt? Church hurt is nothing but abuse that comes from a religious institution, whether it came from a pastor, whether it came from a bishop, whether it came from an evangelist, whether it came from whoever it was in the church. It came from somebody. What would be an example of church hurt? Church hurt can come from being judgmental, somebody being judgmental towards you about your situation. Somebody could have rebuked you and it didn't feel good. The way they did it, it didn't feel good. So let's get to the root of the issue, which is what is church hurt. Okay. Once we figure out what the root of the issue is, it's only up from there. Figuring out what the root of church hurt is and validating that how you felt in that moment was okay, is okay because that's how you feel. Let's state that the way you felt in that moment, it's okay for you to feel that way. That's what we're dealing with, the root of it. So what they did to you, how you felt is valid. Not what they did valid, but how you felt was valid. That's a valid feeling. How you felt, what they did to you, the action that they did to you and how you felt is valid. All right, let's deal with it. Okay. Once we get to a level of dealing with it, all right, so we figured out what church hurt is. It's a form of abuse that came from somebody in the church, whether it was judgment, whatever, past judgment, whatever the case may be, that we figured out. It's a level of abuse. Who it came.
Yes.
All right, we figured it out. We got the definition of church hurt. All right. The first step to healing is accepting the fact that it happened. Let's accept it. It happened.
Yes.
Let's deal with it. The root of the issue is it hurt your feelings. It made you feel uncomfortable. Okay? But that's the root of it. Now, how do we move on from church hurt? The number one step to moving on for proper healing is forgiveness. And we say, as Black people especially, we say all day long, oh, I forgive those, but do we genuinely forgive, or do we just say I forgive you out of our mouth but still hold a grudge? Do we genuinely forgive?
Nah.
I'm saying, so you ain't really, and I can honestly say you ain't really healed if you don't properly forgive. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we've identified that your feelings are valid. It hurt your feelings. then we forgive, and we forgive off the strength of, even if that person never says sorry, even if they don't come back, even if they never come back and, what is the word I'm looking for? Even if they never come back, you see what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
if they never come back to approach you and say, I'm sorry, what I did was wrong, I still forgive you. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what God wants us to do. God forgives us. So what makes us any greater than God? You see what I'm saying?
You're
So
right.
once you forgive, you get to a place, you get quiet. And that's another thing that I wanted to address on the podcast. We ain't got that far yet, but once you learn to properly forgive, you begin to cultivate your own relationship with Christ. I heard you say in the beginning of your speech or whatever that you feel as if you had to live in a box. You had to follow rules, you had to obey rules, but that's not God. That's not God. You don't you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Christianity is not a box. You don't live in a box with Christianity. And that's one of the things that I definitely wanted to get into. And we ain't got that far yet. We just began, but that's definitely one of the things that I want to get into and address. Christianity, there's religion, and then there's relationship. Religion teaches structure. Religion teaches obedience. Okay? But relationship comes into the place and says, God, even if I fall short of being obedient, God, even if I fall short of not not staying steadfast in the will of God, even if I stray away for a period of time, my relationship with you is strong enough to say, God, Father, forgive me. You see what I'm saying? Not a relationship through mama and daddy, not a relationship that somebody have preached to you time after time after church. No, not your own personal relationship with God. And so that's the difference between religion and relationship. That's the difference between you feeling in a box with religion versus your actual relationship with Christ. Because truth be told, if Christianity was all about what we make it out to be, and I say we because Black people have tore it down and sat Christianity on the back burner for so much now, or we play victim, or we begin to say, oh, I don't go to church because of this, or I don't do church because of how someone else has made me feel, instead of properly heal. You see what I'm saying? Like, instead of actually healing, actually
Yeah.
revelation, get delivered. You see what I'm saying? So it's so much that we can dive into, with so many ways, so many avenues that we can take with this series, man. Because again, you're never gonna live. You're never gonna live holding on to how somebody has treated you in the church, because we forget as people that those without those titles, without the bishop title, without the evangelist title, they're human, they're people. And some of those same people in the church that has hurt you is going through some deeper stuff than what you going through.
Yeah.
It's just hidden behind that title.
True.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that,
Yeah.
cuz I totally agree with that. When I think of church hurt, of course, like we already told you the definition, it is abuse in a way. It is abuse because people can tell you that you are wrong and tell you how you're living, and they can't even judge anyone. You understand what I'm saying? Like they shouldn't even fix their mouth to judge anyone.
Right.
So I'm in a place in life that I'm on a spiritual journey,
Right.
meaning it's not tied to religion at all. It's all about me. It's all about self-love. It's all about acceptance and all about learning who God is for me.
Okay.
And it's the God within me. You know what I'm saying? I am a powerful entity. For a long time, because I struggled with even praying. I felt like I couldn't even pray. I felt like I wasn't worthy of praying. Um, so I stepped back and I allowed people to tell me who I was and what I was, and different things like that. But today, no, 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 I'm taking back everything. I'm taking back my power. Um, you can't silence me anymore. I'm 38 years old, and everybody that hurt me, but That's what they was taught. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't attack those individuals that hurt me, that made me suffer. I was suffering as a teenager. I was suffering as a teenager. I was suffering because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to abide by the rules, but I lost my identity with trying to fit in a box. You know, being spiritual is bigger than a box. It's actually being service to others. It's actually loving people. Loving, being kind, not pointing your fingers at people saying, you're going to hell, you're demonic, you shouldn't do this, you are worthless.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed of you.
And just to piggyback off of that, the Bible says that love is patient, love is kind, love is not boastful. And I'm just paraphrasing the scripture. But the Bible talks about all the things that love is. And one of the things that stand out the most to me is because you have to understand and realize that God is love. So if God is love, and the Bible says that love is patient, love is kind, love is not judgmental, love is not boastful, God is those things. God, that means that God is love. God is not judgmental. He's patient, he's kind. And so I think, again, the whole thing with church hurt is people tend to be outdone with the church because you got some leaders. And again, I always want to smell good in God's presence. So I won't bash the church at all. I won't do it. Because the church is who God is coming back for. He's coming back for the church. That's his bride. That's his heart. And so I won't bash the church, but you got a lot of men and women of God that will misuse their title. They'll abuse their title. Sometimes you have men and women of God that'll release things that God ain't told them to release. And so when you operate, and what happens is when you operate outside of God's timing, and when you operate outside of, or when they are being disobedient to what God wants them to release, you damage other people. And and I've been a victim of it. Leaders release something way before God told them to release it, and now you got a damaged soul. Now you got somebody wanting to stray away from Christ simply because of the act that they did outside of God's will. God didn't release them to say that. So we got to make sure as leaders and men and women of God that we remain in the will of God, and we're hearing God, and God is actually using us to release certain things, because this will happen where you abuse people, not even realizing that you're abusing them, but you're talking out of turn almost. So I totally get it. But again, we've identified what church hurt is. We've identified with it. The root of the issue is it hurt your feelings. Okay.
Yeah.
It hurts your feelings. Your feelings are valid. And I tell people that all the time. Your feelings are valid. Okay. How do we overcome that though? And not just saying it out of our mouth, but truly meaning it. Because believe it or not, all these diseases that people catching, cancer, all of that comes from unforgiveness. Let's talk about it. That comes from unforgiveness. So you around here harboring all of those feelings, saying that, oh, church hurt this, church hurt that, it creates diseases in your body, and you can't get over diseases in your body because you walking around here with unforgiveness in your heart, and it just ain't that ain't it. That ain't the wave no more. That ain't it.
Yeah.
Let's be free for real, not be free for the internet, not be free for the public. Let's be free for real, because with freedom comes prosperity. With freedom comes restoration. We talked about that earlier. With freedom comes a whole new life. You see what I'm saying? So let's get free. Let's get free from the situation of what they did.
Yeah.
People hurt you on a daily basis. But you live to see another day. But we've identified that the church hurt you. But do you stop your relationship with Christ because somebody in the church misused their gift?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I stopped.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be vulnerable and honest as possible. I stopped going to church.
Okay.
I stopped going to church. Yeah, I never felt. I tried to go back to church, but I didn't know what was going to be said at church. So I was always ready to defend myself. Always ready to defend myself. Never really could really take in the word because I'm on defensive mode because I don't know what's going to be said. Because when I was like 15 or 16, I remember being at church and I remember hearing the people on the funny farm, and I was that person on the funny farm. And I felt so embarrassed and I felt so small. I felt so small because I'm like, yo, but I love God, man. I really love God. But I ain't gonna be able really to praise God like that anymore. I'm not gonna be able to do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? So I came inside of myself, but I tried to I did try to get delivered from homosexuality. So I went to go get delivered, but I went to go get delivered because we being honest. I'm like, man, I don't supposed to be gay. Something wrong with me. I'm a demon. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's all I know. Like, yo, I'm a demon. Something's wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? I see how people looking at me because it was all about the people. It really wasn't about me. You know what I'm saying? It was about the people and how could I make the people happy? Because at the end of the day, pleasing people was out of fear. So I was doing all this out of fear. Okay, I want to be loved. I want to be accepted. I'm kind. I'm nice. I'm beautiful. But I'm not really being accepted like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's something wrong with me. So I was like, man, need to get delivered from homosexuality because, man, that's not of God. Nobody don't want to be around me. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody in the church really wants to be around me. They not really saying it, but I just felt the energy. I always felt energy when I was younger. I always saw the stares. I always felt it. But as a child, you didn't have no voice like that as a child. So what I did was I just became quiet. I came into myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I tried to get delivered 2 times for homosexuality, and then I was embarrassed because like I'm going to get delivered. Like, yo, something wrong with me. I want to just whatever. I want people to love me. I want people to accept me. Let me just do what I gotta do. And then after that, that was the last time I ever tried to do that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boom, all right, boom. I'm lukewarm, so I can't really go back over here because I'm really lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worthy. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. It was so many people pointing their fingers at me that were doing things, but it was like in church, being gay is the biggest sin. Mm-hmm. So with that being the biggest sin, because that's what we're taught, being gay is the biggest sin. Okay, so with that being taught, the people that are around you that might be over here doing A, B, C, and D, they are able to tell you, Kendra, no, you not living right, Kendra. You not living right. You know that's not of God. You know that's not of God, Kendra. And I was allowing them to talk to me any kind of way. I was allowing them to say what they wanted to say to me. I was just allowing them to take my power. But I never point my finger back at them because you know what? That's not of God. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time when I'm trying to fit in, I was the only one of God because I never judged them. I still was loving them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, the whole time, it's no suppressing over here. This energy that you're feeling is real. There's no suppressing. I'm hot over here because this is what is inside of me and I'm releasing it and I'm being honest and I'm being vulnerable and I'm letting people know that, yo, I was a broken soul. I was, because everything wasn't like what it seemed to be. You know what I'm saying? So That's what it is. I try to do it. I'm gay. I'm a lesbian. I accept myself at 38 years old. I accept Kendra. I am who I am. That's just a part of me. That doesn't make me. That's just a part of me. Um, I'm still of God. It is what it is, and that's what it is. So what I'm gonna do, cuz this day forward, is I'm going to forgive.
Yeah. Let's start there.
I'm going to forgive. That's what I'm gonna do. Everybody that hurt me,
Yeah.
I'm going to forgive them because I have to for myself.
Have to for yourself.
But they really, really damaged me.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's
They
talk about
really damaged me. They really
Yeah.
damaged me. So I have to forgive them. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm gonna do. I forgive everybody that I forgive everybody that
And what happens is what my mom teaches me all the time: forgive quickly and let God work the hurt out. Forgive quickly and let God work the hurt out. And that just simply means that, yeah, forgive quickly. Forgive them. Because that's what Christ had to do. Remember, and it's so like Christ, because remember when they hung him high, they stretched him wide. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So you have to. It's imperative. If you don't hear anything else that I say on this live, it's imperative that you forgive. Forgive quickly and let God handle the rest. And the problem with that nowadays is we forgive people, but we want God to handle them right away. We want God to handle it right away. But we can't tell God, well, God, I need you to handle it right away. That's a season that requires waiting. You got to wait for him to handle it. But until then, you free yourself. Don't, and you're gonna mess my face up. I tried to be cute up here. You're gonna get it together. I tried to be cute.
I just had to release it because I had to release it. I had to release it. Today is the day that church hurt will no longer hold me bondage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to, I could pray to God. I could listen to my gospel music.
Yeah.
I could sing my gospel music if I want to. And there's nothing wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong at all. Mm-mm. And you
So
cannot.
yeah, so
Don't ever allow anybody again, and that all draws it back to religion versus relationship. Religion teaches structure. Religion teaches obedience. But the importance is knowing God for yourself. The importance of a relationship, the importance of a prayer life. I live by a prayer life because I will be the first one to say I'm not perfect at all. I'm not. I fall short every day. However, that relationship is everything. Staying open and honest, and that's really the first step that you just took today, was open and honesty with God. Because in your open when you're open and honest, you become vulnerable with God. And when you become vulnerable, it's a whole different experience when you become vulnerable with Christ. Whole different experience.
yeah.
Prayer don't do nothing else. Prayer is nothing but communication, a simple conversation with Christ. And now that you're declaring out that you are forgiving them, now it's time for you to get somewhere and get quiet and say, you know, God, help me deal with the internal issues that this has created over the years. Help me deal with I say I accept myself for who I am, but help me be able to deal with, you know help me be able to deal with the accepting myself for who I am. Help me be able to, like you say, love and light to everybody else. Help me be able to be of love and light to everybody else. That requires a relationship with Christ. That requires you to get vulnerable with him, forget everybody else. That's good though. You did the first step, and that's releasing. Releasing and forgiving. First step.
Yeah, cause I had to. I've been holding that in for a long time.
Yeah.
And with my platform, I just want people to know that I'll never judge you. Like, I'll never judge you. I'll never judge you. If I can't add to you, or basically everything that people done to me, I'll never do to people, because I know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to be alone.
Let's acknowledge the fact that there is no sin greater than the other. God looks at all sin the same. Sin is sin. I don't care what sin it is, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's you're a murderer, whether you done slept with somebody's husband. Sin is sin. God doesn't like sin. That God doesn't like sin. That doesn't mean that He doesn't like the sinner. The sinner is as people. God loves us, but He hates the sin that we do. There is no sin, and don't let nobody, I don't care who it is, the church, don't let nobody tell you that any sin is greater than the other. There is no sin greater than the other. God looks at sin, it's sin. It disgusts Him. It doesn't smell good in His presence. He don't like sin. That's across the border. But don't let nobody make you feel like your sin is worse than somebody else's. No,
You know the crazy thing about it, cuz, is I don't even look at myself as a sin.
Okay.
I don't look at myself as a sin, and I'm not a sin.
Okay.
And that's what it is. Nah. It isn't a sin for me. It's not.
And here, and that's your, don't allow anybody to make you feel bad about your decision. That's your choice.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do a choice. Whether you decide to, whether you decide to get it right here on earth, or whether you decide where it's too late when it's judgment day, it's still a choice. It's never forced. And so a lot of times preachers can come off hard, and you got to do this and you got to do that to get in heaven. But we fail to remember or remind the people of God that it's a choice to walk this life. It's a choice. But don't ever allow anybody to pressure you. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But again, that's your decision. Don't ever let nobody pressure you into thinking what you doing is wrong, or what you're doing is worse than what the next person is doing. Again, sin is sin across the board. God doesn't like sin, but that doesn't mean that He doesn't love the person.
Yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't even, how I look at the Bible, I really don't even look at the Bible like that. So when I say I'm spiritual, everything comes within, like God is within. So I had to sit still, and somebody prayed for me, and they said, I want everything, like they want me to have deaf ears to the outside noise and deaf ears to everything that is not of God, and everything that is not aligned with God. When that young lady had that prayer for me, those voices that was in my head telling me different things, all those voices ceased. And I felt comfortable with allowing her to pray for me, because I don't allow people to pray for me like that, because I don't trust people, because people don't pray from love. You know what I'm saying? It's not from love. It's more of, let me control you. Let me tell you what to do. Let me show you what to do, but you are not worthy. So I just want every parent that has a child that is a part of the LGBTQ community, that's your child. Love on your child. Please love your child. Please love your child. The suicide rate in with gay kids are high. You know what I'm saying? And remember, everything that you say to a child, I'm 38 years old, and everything that was said to me, it still echoes.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen that Bobby, I don't know, Prayers for Bobby, it's a Lifetime movie. Y'all need to see that movie. I don't know the name of the movie, but it's about Bobby, and his parents were Christians, and they were condemning him, of course, and then he committed suicide. You understand what I'm saying? He committed suicide, and after that, his mom eyes were open. She started looking at things differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if I could have been kinder to my son.
Yeah.
If I could have just held my son, if I could have just loved my son, because why aren't we loving our kids? Why aren't we loving our kids? Or we're not loving our kids and putting into our kids because what someone is telling us?
Yeah.
So what is it? Are we loving our kids or are we controlling our kids? What is it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And I respect my mom so much. And I don't know about nobody else's relationship. I respect me and my mom's relationship so much because my mom never canceled me. You see what I'm saying? My mom she never disowned me because of the decisions that I choose to make. You know, I chose and still choose to make. She's never disowned me. She's never wrote me off. Never canceled me because of that. And that's probably why I'm as free as I am as well, because we have that understanding. I respect my mom's position, not only as I respect my mom's position, but I respect the title that's on her life as well. So it's more so of a, again, it draws me back to, she hates the sin, she hates it, but she loves me, she loves me regardless. She ain't nothing gonna change about her relationship with me. So I definitely do. I definitely can agree with you on that scenario where we got to get out of treating our kids crazy because of some of the decisions that they choose to make. You, as a parent, and I'm not a parent, but as a parent, you have to understand that you done made some jacked up decisions that your mom and dad weren't proud of either. You see what I'm saying? But do you cancel your kid off because of the decision or the road that they choose to take in life? No. So I definitely agree with, why must we as people in general, and especially black people, because I don't know about y'all, but black people can be the worst. Black people can be the most ignorant. I hate to say it, but black people can be the worst, especially when it comes to dealing with mental health amongst black people, family, mental health, all of that. We can be the worst to deal with. So I definitely agree with, take time with your kids, love on your kids, not only your kids, but family members that are going through something. You know they're going through something. Take time to love on them. I definitely agree with that. That would be Christ-like. If we draw it back to Christ, that'll be Christ-like. That's Christ-like.
Yeah, I just want people to know, you know what I'm saying? People love me, but you know what I'm saying? It was always a but. Kendra, I love you, but I don't accept your lifestyle. Kendra, I love you, but this. Kendra, I love you. I'm no, 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 no.
In your lifestyle. I love you,
Nah.
and I love the fact that that's what you choose to do. Be accepting if that's what you
Nah.
do. Do I agree with it? It's okay for me to say, do I agree with it? Because, that's okay. But you don't pass judgment on the next. It's okay not to
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, but don't pass judgment because you ain't perfect. I agree.
Yeah. So basically, I align the people that love me fully, not with the butts, and align me. And I want those people that's aligned with me and love me. You know what I'm saying? Without the butts and not the I don't accept. No, no, no. That's not the people I align myself with. I align myself with the people that's of purity and love. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only people that are able to be in my circle. You know what I'm saying? Those are my energy is on a budget. Um and that's the only people that I allow. I don't have that many people in my circle because of the hurt, and I'm standoffish. I'm standoffish and I'm fine with that. I'm okay. I'm okay. Today I'm letting go of suppression of my tongue. Today I'm letting go of church hurt. Today I'm letting go of church hurt. I forgive everybody
and
that,
genuinely mean it. I forgive.
yeah. Yeah, I forgive y'all. I forgive y'all for hurting me. I forgive y'all. I forgive y'all. Don't want no relationship with y'all no more, but I forgive y'all. I'm cutting ties with all y'all, taking my power back. Um, you're no, I'm okay. I let y'all go. I forgive y'all because I have to do it for me. So you don't have to speak to me. Do not speak to me. I'm fine. Do not speak to me. Do not try to have a conversation with me. Do not send messages to me because I let y'all go. I don't want anything to do with y'all. I'm fine with that. So I have to be honest.
Yeah. And
so I can't pay ties to a place. I can't pay ties to a place. I can't pay ties. So that's what I'm saying. I can't pay ties. I'm done.
Different life. All right. So you have your perspective and then I
Yeah.
have perspective.
Yeah, for sure, cuz.
So even with the abuse that I've dealt with, even with the disappointment that I've dealt with that came from the church, I would say forgiveness for me would be, even if I would say true forgiveness for myself would be, even if I have to stand in front of the person who hurt me or did me wrong, even if I have to stand in front of them, I would be comfortable enough to stand in front of them because I genuinely forgive them. It's okay for you not to be in that place as of yet, but true forgiveness, I would say for me would be, even if I got to stand next to this person, I forgive them. And I hear your comment saying that I hear your comment saying that you can't pay tithes to a church, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that church. We don't Why do we let one one situation, one bad situation ruin it for all of the other ones? Because you're not paying it to the church, but that's because that's what God requires. He requires you to pay tithes. He requires you to give 10% of what he's giving you. So why
Yeah.
I pay it to why do we have to why not seek God? Why not in your relationship with him? Why not seek him and ask, well, God, why can't I pay tithes somewhere else? You see what I'm saying? Why can't we give 10% somewhere else?
Yeah, but I'm not going back um to religion and church. So I'm done with church. That's what I'm saying, because I'm just gonna stay on the spiritual level.
Yeah.
Have my relationship with God. This is no shade to anyone. I don't want nobody think I'm throwing shade at y'all.
Not at all. It's a choice.
It's how I'm feeling, and it's my truth, and that's what it is. I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Okay.
But I still got my relationship with God. As long as I got my relationship with God, I'm good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I got my relationship with God and I'm being truthful to me, you know what I'm saying? See, this is what I like about it, because we got our own different perspectives.
Yeah, but I hear you, and I understand your perspective, and I know I get what has caused you to get to that place. But in your relationship with God, you have to understand God's love for his people. These are still God's people. You see what I'm saying? So even with the hurt that they've caused, even with the disappointment that came along with them, true forgiveness is accepting and loving still God's people. What you think?
You want to know the truth?
Tell me. Yeah, yeah, we've been honest.
Forgiveness is for me, not for them. So I let them go. So that's what I'm saying. True forgiveness for me is not, having that thought in the back of my head about them and what they said to me and how this happened. Nah, I forgive them. I don't care if I never see them again. And that's what I'm on.
But what
That's
God says, all right, I take that. But what happens if God says, I forgive KJ, but what if I say,
oh
depart?
man, what's going on? Man, YouTube tripping. I'm sorry, cuz.
Yeah. What happens if God says, depart from me, I knew you not? But he forgives you, but he turns on you and say, depart from me, I knew you not. But he still forgives you. He loves you, but he doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
If he said that to me,
Happen.
but that's not gonna happen though.
That's not gonna happen, okay? But
Yeah, so I'm not God. You feel me? So I'm not God. So it's like I forgive the people. I forgive them. Like, for me, you know what I'm saying? It's the release for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be mean to the people. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be mean to the people, but
You're saying forgiveness is more so I forgive you, but I don't have to deal with you.
yeah, so that's my forgiveness. Like, cause I used to be a people pleaser, you know what I'm saying? Codependent on people pleasing and everything like that. So the best way for me to forgive someone is to release, you know what I'm saying? Release, but I'm not going to forget it. You know what I'm saying? That's the honest truth. I'm not going to forgive it. I mean, forget it.
True forgiveness is I forgive you and is null and void. That's what got to get to a place of freedom where forgiveness is not I forgive you, I forgive what you did for me, but I don't want to deal with you. No, true forgiveness is I forgive you, what you did to me, I forgive it. Your plate is clean. That's forgiveness. That's forgiveness. Yeah, I understand. I forgive you, but I'll never forget what you did. You ain't really operating in true forgiveness then.
Because that's the truth though. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm being honest. So it's like I can't
And that's
I can't say that.
give quickly and let God work the hurt out. If you truly allow God to work the hurt out, you'll get to a point where it's I forgive you, and even if I gotta stand before you, even if I gotta stand before you and deal with you, even if I got to stand side by the person that's hurt me or was judgmental towards me, or even if I gotta stand by the person and I gotta lend them a helping hand. I want us to get to I really want us to get to a place where we can stand beside someone that hurt us and genuinely say, even, it happened. It's okay. It happened. I forgive you, and I can still associate myself with you. And you're right, T. Forgiveness doesn't require you to associate yourself with people who hurt you. I agree. I totally agree. But again, that for me, forgiveness is even if you've caused me harm, I can still stand beside you. And again, you have to get to that place. You just don't get there overnight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're still within, if you're still in the thought process of, I don't have to associate myself with you to forgive you. Okay, it's a process. I totally agree. But forgiveness for me personally is I forgive you freely enough to say, even if I got to stand toe to toe with you to help you in any way, I'm willing to extend my hand. That's forgiveness for
Oh
me.
yeah, I help them. I would still help a person. And I'll still help them. You know, I'll still help a person. But I'll still help them. That's all I can say is I'll still help them. But forgiveness for me is for me and not them. So if I had to help them, I would help them. I wouldn't hesitate in helping them at all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mean to them. I wouldn't be mean to them at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mean to them, but I don't know. It is a process, but all I can say is, I'm telling how I feel, and it's day one because I'm forgiving them. So yeah, I would still help them though. I would still be service to them because
And
that's
T,
who I am.
your comment, T. We should, yeah, that's ultimately what it boils down to. We should be able to forgive somebody and still handle the person with kindness, but it is easier said than done, and that refers me back to it's always a process. It's a process that you go through.
Yeah.
You're not If you haven't got that there yet, that's still a part that God needs to work out. But that's between you and God. Can't nobody, you see what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody drill that in you. Can't nobody preach that to you. That's something that you and your relationship with Christ, you got to work out.
For sure. See, cuz this is what I like. You know what I'm saying? Us being able to have a conversation,
Yeah.
different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to you. And see, I love that. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
And one thing that I want people to understand is stop making everybody else's your perspective your reality. You see what I'm saying? What
put it
I
on the
what
shirt.
I encountered, yeah, what I've encountered with Christ, you may not have got there yet. Get your own encounter with him. So it's all about that relationship. Religion teaches nothing but structure. Religion teaches nothing but obedience. Relationship is where it comes in. God, even if I fall short in my relationship, you're still forgiving. You're still accepting. That's all it is. We
For
make Christianity
sure.
be something that it's not. It's always a choice with God. It's never forced. It's always a choice. You either gonna serve him now, you serve him at Judgment Day. And I wouldn't want to serve him at Judgment Day simply because it's too late then.
For sure. For sure. I understand everything that you saying, cuz I really do. So, um, this is a powerful series in itself. Um, just different perspectives and understanding, learning, growing, and I feel amazing because I spoke my truth.
Yeah.
I spoke my truth. I spoke my truth today. So
And I'm proud of you. You don't hear that often, but I'm proud of you. You released it. You
thank you,
really,
cuz.
you really, with releasing comes again true healing. True healing comes. You accepted the fact we've identified what church hurt was. We've accepted the fact that it happened and our feelings are valid. Now the number one step, the main step to healing properly is forgiveness. So and allowing yourself to get to that vulnerable stage where you say what happened and you accept the fact that it happened, and now it's time to move on. Now it's time to actually cultivate your relationship with Christ even further. You see what I'm saying? Build your own personal relationship. Not with somebody if taught, not with somebody if preached. Build your own personal, and your own personal relationship requires prayer. A lot of prayer. Prayer is nothing but a conversation with God. A conversation like me and you are having, but it's just me and Christ. You see what I'm saying? So I'm proud of you for forgiving. That's the
And
first.
I'm proud of you for being a part of this.
Listen, it took forever for us to. It took. I mean, last year we kept talking about it, but it wasn't the right time. I like to move when the time is right.
It's always about timing. You know what I'm saying? It's always about timing. And the people that's in the comment section, if y'all have anything to say, feel free. This platform is of love and light. So it's no negative energy or anything that like that allowed. Um, if you're not coming from a place of peace and love and stuff like that, don't even, you could just keep it moving. But the people that's in the comment section, I see you. I appreciate you, everybody, for tuning in and vibing with us. It's just the beginning of this healing of church hurt. It will be other people up here as well, talking about their perspective of church hurt. It's just not one group of people. It's not just for the gay people. No, it's for everybody because it's different kinds of church hurt. Um, and so yeah, if you have anything that you would like to say, and even if you would like to get on the platform right now and have a conversation with us, y'all can get up here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are allowed to converse with us. Everybody's welcome. It doesn't matter. Y'all are welcome to come to the platform. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't put a limit on who is allowed to come on the platform. All I ask is respect. Um, yeah, respect and come from a place of love and light. But yeah, if y'all have anything to say, y'all are more than welcome to say what you need to say. And if you experience church hurt as well and you
Yeah,
would like to tell your story,
please come up here.
yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So
Have questions on how to handle a situation or just needing some advice, let us know.
yeah, man, that's what it's about. And like I said, man, I appreciate y'all because there's 12 people in here looking right now. So I'm just trying to give everybody um an opportunity to leave a comment to say, what they feel like they need to
Yeah,
say. So, that's the energy right there, man. I appreciate you, Christy. I love you, sis. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Everybody to show love. I love y'all too. Um, this was the day for me to say what I love. Hey, Ma and Dada, we love y'all too. We love you too. We love you too. That's my parents right there tuning in. Um, yeah. I just want to say, if y'all got something to say, y'all can say it.
Talk to
But so I'm gonna dive deeper into my healing as well, and continue to write, because that's what I've been doing. I'm writing, and yeah, I will be having a book in maybe like a year. I'll say a year.
Yes.
So I've been writing on my book. Uh, yeah. So
Come
most
on.
definitely.
You can give us the title. You can release the title.
The title is Unlocking the Authentic Me.
Okay. That's deep.
So that's the name of the title of my book that will be released.
Okay.
I'll say in a year.
In a year.
Um
Remember
yeah, so
the name, a year. We're gonna give it a year.
yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man. So I've been working on that. I'll be also working on some journals and different things like that as well. As a lot of things, different parts of me that I haven't tapped into, of my creativity and of my greatness, and just basically loving on people, and letting people know that um whatever it is, you can get through it, and you can overcome anything, and everything that you need is inside of you. Sometimes we always try to look outside of us to find validation, and find people to love on us and stuff, when really in reality we have to really love on ourselves.
Absolutely.
um we really have to pour into ourselves, and so yeah, that's a whole vibe right there. So if y'all don't have any, do you have anything else you want to say, cuz?
I don't have anything. God bless everybody. If you don't hear nothing else I say, or if you didn't take anything that I said on this entire live, my main priority is get to know Christ for yourself. Get to know Christ for yourself. If you've been abused, if you've been hurt, they'll get to know Christ on a personal level, not what everybody else has said. Get to know Christ on a personal level, because you'll find with getting to know Christ on your own by yourself, it's a whole lot of things that you'll find out within Christ. So my if you don't hear nothing else that I say, get to know God for yourself, and always know that it's religion is nothing but structure. That's all it is. Obedience. Relationship is what matters the most. Your relationship with God matters most. So
I
get
mean, you right. I ain't mean to cut you off, cuz.
fine, you fine. And that's my number one goal. I tell people all the time, I fall short every single day, but because I'm open, because I'm honest with God, that's what matters most. Because I am open and honest, and you'll figure out quickly that with your relationship, as you develop in your relationship with God, you'll figure out, you'll find yourself wanting to do things differently as you cultivate your relationship with Christ. But my number one thing is get to know God for yourself. Let that church hurt go and get to know him for yourself. Let what mama and daddy and auntie and uncle and these Baptist churches, but let what they taught, push that aside and get to know God for yourself. You'll feel better with knowing him for yourself.
For
And stop
sure.
everybody else's perspective of God, your reality. I
Put that
can't
on a shirt, cuz.
I cannot preach that enough. Stop making everybody else's perspective, which means stop making taking everybody else's point of view and labeling that Christianity. No, get to know the religion yourself. Get to know him for yourself. That would be me saying, that would be you telling me I didn't enjoy Dubai, and I took it and say, well, I ain't never going to Dubai because KJ said she ain't like Dubai. Nah, that it don't work like that. Let me go for myself. Let me try it out for myself. The song says, have you tried them? Try them for yourself. I promise. Come back to me once you try them. Come back to me and let me know how that worked out.
I like how you just put that, cause a lot of times we do that. We
take
really, yeah.
We take somebody else's perspective and we base that particular situation or that particular topic on somebody else's perspective, and we make it our reality. We live by it, and that ain't, God didn't have nothing to do with, because somebody else's perspective could be a lie. Let's just be real. Somebody, somebody else's perspective could be a bunch of crap. So get to know them for yourself. Yeah, and come back to me and let me know what you find out. Bria Perry on Facebook. Once you try them for yourself and try them for real, not on this play mess that everybody else is on. No play mess. Try them for real, and come back to me and let me know.
That's the energy right there, man. Like, just be great, everybody. Be great. Me and Cuz will be back because it's a series.
Yeah.
So we'll most definitely be back. So we running down today the definition of church hurt. You know what I'm saying? Releasing that church hurt, because that's what it was. I was releasing that church hurt. Forgiveness is key with releasing. Yeah. So
first step, forgiveness. Let's get it. Let's forgive.
For sure. So y'all already know the vibes. This is Why Not Us podcast. And you know the vibes, man. Listen, this is the hottest podcast around. Why Not Us podcast, man. I'm telling you, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Like, share, and support, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and support.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know the vibes. Go ahead, cuz.
Yeah, bring your ideas. Look, my cousin podcast. Get up here.
Yeah, for sure, man. Come on through, man, for real. So with that being said, y'all know I gotta let y'all hear my outro song. I got me an intro and I got me an outro, but I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are all amazing souls, all amazing spirits. Continue to pour into yourself. Kindness, be of love and light. Yeah, just be who you are. Be your most authentic self. Find you for you. Find a relationship with God. Like I said, we are God's highest creations. You know what I'm saying? We're fearfully and wonderfully made. That's the energy I'm on. You heard me? So I appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank you, cuz, for coming to the platform, man. They ain't seen nothing yet. It's more to this. So say less. Y'all about to hit the outro. Once again, this is Why Not Us podcast. It's your host, Ken J. Let them know your name again, cuz.
Bria P. Let's go.
Okay, Bria P. You already know the energy. I mean, we gotta laugh, you know what I'm saying? We gotta laugh, the vibes. So, peace. Here you go.
You can be what you wanna be. See what you wanna see. Go where you wanna go. Why not? Why not us? Why not us? Why not? Why not us with Ken J? Why Not Us podcast with Ken J.